Something felt wrong, but no one said a word.
A quiet room, a warning unheard.
Smiles too tight, a laugh too forced.
Every instinct said,
Change your course. The vibes were off.
The lights were low.
We missed the signs. We should have known. The vibes were off. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast, The Vibes Were Off. I'm Catherine.
And I'm Meg. And we're just two sisters doing a podcast, and we hope that you like it. If you are enjoying it, please like us on our socials, leave a comment, download us wherever you like to listen to our podcast. It would really help us out.
Yeah, and tell your friends, tell everybody.
Tell everyone.
Please, we're trying to turn our little side hustle into our main hustle. So tell a friend to tell a friend. We are dropping episodes left and right, so we'd love to have you.
Yes. Love it.
Okay, good. So let's get into it. So to tell you our victim story, we have to start at the beginning. Trigger warning for assault, attempted murder, arson, and domestic violence.
Okay.
So I want to start today's episode with our survivor's own words. Quote, "He ran around to me and started pouring gasoline. Started at my head and worked his way down. Some got into my throat as he did that. That burned really bad. And he pulled a lighter out of his pocket and he started walking towards me. I just remember crying and begging for help. And he lit me on fire. I can remember fire on my face and eyes. I can remember screaming for help. I can remember looking over and seeing him standing there, staring at me with a look on his face, like I've been saying over and over. Pure evil. There's no other words to describe it. It stung. It was like 1,000 needles going in. 1,000 hot, penetrating needles to my body. And then it got to the point that I couldn't see anything and everyone's voices were sounding far away. I thought for sure I was dying. I just prayed to Jesus to please forgive me of my sins and to take care of my children. That was when I blacked out and I don't remember anything until I woke up in the hospital."
Okay, so I'm assuming we didn't start at the lighting her on fire, that there was lots of things that led up to this.
There's so many things, but that is the most important piece of
testimony.
Yep, thank you. I was looking for the word. From our brave survivor. That was Judy Malinowski. And that was testimony given from her hospital bed in hopes that her attacker would face justice.
Oh my God. And that, I mean, she was lit on fire.
Yep.
She's probably like, I don't even know if I'm going to make it.
That's what the prosecution said. So they were like, this is a long story, and we'll get to all of it.
Like a deathbed confession. Or not confession. Testimony.
Testimony, yep.
Ugh, I'm already not liking this one.
Perfect. That's how I like to keep you. So Judy was born August 26th in 1983 in suburban Ohio. Her mother, Bonnie Bowes, had been trying for years to have a child. Then miraculously, Judy was conceived and life was wonderful.
I can relate.
Yeah, a miracle baby. You have one of those.
I do.
Yep. So Bonnie went on to have another daughter, Danielle, with their father, and a brother, Patrick, much later with a new husband.
Okay, get it, girl. Get it, Bonnie.
Let's see. We got lots of babies. They were a large but close family. Judy was an amazing dancer and competed throughout her childhood, as well as competing in beauty pageants.
Oh, we love a dancer.
We love a dancer. I try to throw a little sprinkle of dance into every episode.
I love that.
In high school, she was not only homecoming queen, but she was Miss New Albany.
I bet she was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
She is. She's gorgeous and popular. She was living a carefree and idyllic childhood. She graduated from New Albany High School in 2001 and went on to attend the Ohio State University.
Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm. Her family describes her as an amazing human, saying that she had a gift for loving others unconditionally and without judgment. Her dream in life was to become a teacher, live in a nice neighborhood, and raise 2 kids.
That was her dream.
Like, that's the dream. She just wants to teach, live in a nice neighborhood with her kids.
That's like a wholesome,
so sweet,
good
right?
person.
Yep. She was well on her way. After college, she had 2 daughters, Kaylee and Madison, with a man she thought loved her. She, sometimes we get in those relationships and don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
But that all changed when she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. After a tough battle, though, she was in remission and life could get back to normal.
Okay.
She's a fighter.
That's really good.
As you'll see throughout her whole story, she is not going to get put down.
Yeah.
She is going to fight. But life can throw some curveballs, and it still had a few more for Judy. In 2006, she was told her cancer had returned. This time, she would need a full hysterectomy.
How old was she?
She was in her early 20s.
Wow.
But she had her 2 kids, which is what she wanted.
So
but
she had them young.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
But it's devastating.
Yeah.
As a woman, like, to have the choice taken from you is different than, oh, I don't think I want any more kids.
Right. And to be that young.
And be very young. And with a partner that doesn't sound like was that great for her.
Yeah.
She still had a lot of life to live. Her partner at the time decided that he was not up to staying through this round. So, like a lot of partners of cancer patients, he cheated on Judy and then left her and their 2 girls. It's so sad, the statistic, when you look at it, of partners of terminally ill or sick patients. They just dip.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to the, for better, for worse?
No.
Till death do we part.
People don't really mean that often.
Yeah, that's true. But Judy's a fighter and went through the surgery and was cleared of all of her cancer.
Yay.
But the operation was intense and left her in massive amounts of pain.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
She's a warrior. But unfortunately, like a lot of other people in America in the early 2000s, the doctors prescribed her copious amounts of pain medication. Mm-hmm. She was given OxyContin and Percocet to control her symptoms.
I'm sure it did not.
Which, as we know,
help.
Is worse than the pain sometimes. And as we know, that is a deadly concoction. Have you seen the show with Matthew Broderick? Oh, it's so sad. And it just happened in front of everybody's faces. Mm-hmm. It's still happening now. And the Sackler family, they'll never face justice.
The opiate
crisis,
yeah.
And
it's insane.
Who knows, tens of thousands of people that have died. Mm-hmm. And poor Judy was one of those people who got caught up in it.
Yeah.
She quickly became addicted to the medication, her brain telling her the pain wasn't controlled and required more and more to be able to function. Judy expressed her concerns to her mother and their doctors, but they just encouraged her to take the medication as prescribed and there wouldn't be any issues.
She's literally telling you that I take more than I'm supposed to.
Right.
And you're like, no, just
because doctors wouldn't prescribe it to you if it was a problem.
Right. Keep taking it. Just take it as prescribed.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. Great.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks so much for the help. Unfortunately, that same doctor ended up cutting her off cold turkey when her insurance ran out.
So quick to be like, just keep taking it until you can't pay for it.
Yeah, until the insurance is gone, and then good luck. We're not going to really follow up. We don't care.
That's messed up.
Yep. So, unfortunately, again, this would make Judy turn to the streets to get the medication she thought she so desperately needed.
Mm-hmm. And that happened a lot. Happens a lot.
Still happens to this day. It's crazy. But when the pill stopped working, she moved to heroin, which is, again, this is the path. This is the known path that happens when you're given these crazy medications.
Right. And now you have an established line connection to the drug world because you're getting it off the street illegally. So now the same guy who's giving you that is magically has some heroin.
Exactly.
Why don't you try a little of this?
It's cheaper. It gets you a better high.
Right.
Here you go. Judy dealt with her addiction in silence for a while. She was still able to fool her friends and family, but eventually her actions drew notice. Her mother and sister offered to help out with her girls so she could enter rehab and get clean. She's got 2 young kids. Her partner is gone.
Yeah.
So
it just makes me angry that you didn't help her the first time that she reached out. Like, it had to get to
this bad.
That. Yeah.
Yep. But hindsight is 20/20, and you don't want to think that your daughter has a problem, right? Mm-hmm. Her mother sent her to a private rehab clinic in Ohio, and after a lot of hard work, Judy came home clean and sober.
That's amazing.
She was back in her daughter's lives and was thriving. But there was still one piece of her fairy tale that she wanted, and she wanted that true love. She was ready.
But not that same man.
No, different man.
Okay. Whew.
Well, anybody. She just, she wants somebody to love her.
She wants to be loved, yes.
Yep. So when Michael Slager messaged her on Facebook in April 2015, she got excited. They had known each other from around town years ago, and Judy thought it was divine timing. He doted on her, love-bombed her, and masqueraded around as her knight in shining armor. Judy would later say that they had their first date together and didn't spend a minute apart from then on.
That is such a red flag.
That's like red flags inserted here.
Yes.
That's
such a
not
big red flag.
Instant love. That's manipulation. That's love bombing. That's narcissism.
Yes, it's not
Run.
good.
But, she's been dealing with a lot, and she's like, oh, it's my time. I have this man that loves me unconditionally.
I mean, I get that. I think I moved in with Sam like a few weeks after we started. It was very quick.
Very quick, yeah.
So I get it.
Sometimes it works.
That you just want it to be it.
Right. It's exhausting looking. Slager would keep in touch with Judy's mom, Bonnie, and he was the one to tell her Judy had relapsed, actually. He was like this, knight in shining armor of, I'm trying to take care of her, but she's relapsed. We have to get her help.
Had she really relapsed?
I'll tell you.
Okay. I was like, that was so out of left field.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
So he told Bonnie that he loved her unconditionally and he was going to help her and do whatever it took to get her clean again. Well, Bonnie believed this so well that they had formed a pseudo recovery team. So Bonnie sent Michael money and supported them at that time.
Okay, pause. I have a question because she seems to be really close with her family.
Yes.
Had they seen any alarming behavior from her?
Not at this time. They just took Michael's word for it.
Okay, but maybe you should be like, that's odd. I haven't seen anything from, maybe have a conversation with your daughter instead of being like, oh, let me give you money to support her rehabilitation.
Well, what Bonnie didn't know and what nobody knew was that Michael was a drug dealer.
Oh.
So allegedly, I think this is exactly what happened. He got her addicted again because he could control her easier. Mm-hmm. So now Michael didn't do drugs himself. He just sold them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I don't know if you were picking up that vibe, but
Dang.
So Michael, in this knight in shining armor skin, would also go on to make 13 police reports against Judy from stealing his car, assault, and her running away. To the police department, he presented as Bonnie saw him, a man that was worried about his girlfriend and was just trying to get her the help she obviously needed.
Well, then get her into rehab again.
Well, he can fix her. Don't worry.
Obviously not if you're filing 13 police reports.
13. And no, he just needed a little bit more cash, and then they would be good to go.
I hate him.
So Bonnie was paying a lot of their bills. She was giving them cash. She was giving them rides. It was a lot. But you don't have to look too far to see that this was an elaborate act. Michael was a monster in disguise, or what some people saw as a disguise. Looking at him, you would be able to tell he was a piece of shit almost immediately. But he was very composed and intelligent, and he knew the system. He'd been in and out of it his whole life. And he was smart. He was very smart. Bonnie had immediately hated him the minute her daughter brought him home, but Michael preyed on her religion and told her not to judge him by all of the tattoos and extensive rap sheet, but to by what was in his heart. He actually said, Jesus wouldn't judge me, so why are you?
Okay, but see, Bonnie baby, if you are picking up a bad vibe immediately,
go with that feeling.
Go with that.
Yep.
Because that's probably the right one.
It is. But then she was like, maybe I did judge him too harshly. Maybe I, didn't give him a chance. Judy loves him. Let me just give him a go.
No.
Yeah. He was so cunning. The truth, though, was unsurprisingly devastating. Very early into the relationship, Michael gave Judy her first hit of heroin since rehab. It was a quick downward spiral from there. Slager is a monster who preyed on women with addictions, knowing that he could fuel their addiction and then do whatever he wanted to them. You see, he was not a drug user, though he had many hookups and dealers that would sell to him. He would beat on Judy and terrorize her, but as long as the drugs never stopped, Judy never left.
Where are her daughters?
With the mom, with Bonnie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at least there's that.
Yeah. So I actually think at one point her sister Danielle had one daughter and then her mom had the other one.
Okay. But again, like, if you don't think she's well enough to care for her own children, why are you leaving her to the devices of this man that you don't really know?
I think they were just overwhelmed and kind of confused as to what to do. These are like a nice upper middle class family.
Yeah.
That a prescription had just devastated the entire family's lives.
Right.
So what happens with these doctors prescribing this medicine? It's not just the patient. This has trickled out into, 10, 20, 30 people and is ruining their lives.
Yeah.
The whole family.
Ugh, I feel so bad for her. All
Yeah.
right. Tell me what happens. I know what's coming, but...
Yeah. There were many police reports made documenting the abuse on Judy and many more reported by Michael, but nothing was ever done to stop it.
So
the police came out, made a report, and left.
They were both filing on each other,
Yes.
like domestic violence?
Yep.
Okay.
Judy actually told detectives months before her assault that she was scared Michael would kill her. But unfortunately, through love or addiction, she never fully left him. The police were like, well, leave if you think he's going to kill you.
Right.
But she was addicted and love bombed.
Yeah.
So she was like, where am I going to go?
But there's only so much they can do to protect you if you're not willing to leave.
Yep. It's so hard to understand if you've never gone through this type of abuse, but it's often almost impossible for victims to leave.
Yeah.
Leaving is when it's the most dangerous and often the time that they're assaulted or killed. She's worried he's going to kill her.
Right.
So she didn't want to piss him off. So how do you get out of that?
Yeah. And she's also very dependent on him.
Exactly. The morning of August 2nd, 2015, a bed became available at the same rehab center Judy had previously been to, and she was determined to get her life back on track. Bonnie was ready. She was paying for it. She's like, get your ass to the rehab.
That's amazing.
Michael, being the knight in shining armor again, had offered to take her to the rehab center. Red flags, red flags.
No.
There was nothing Bonnie could do. She had serious doubts, but Judy's an adult. She can... Good luck. So Bonnie actually told her family that he was never going to take her. She thought they would just run away.
Right.
So she's like, oh, Judy and Michael are just running away.
Yeah, he says he's going to take her to the rehab, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonnie would receive a call less than 30 minutes after she spoke to Judy that morning. So she's like, Mom, Michael's going to take me. I'll see you later. 30 minutes later, she gets a call. It was the police calling to tell her that her daughter was about to be intubated and she needed to get to the hospital as fast as she could to say goodbye.
No, hold on.
30 minutes.
All of that happened in 30 minutes.
You'll see.
Oh, I'm trying to wrap my brain around that. And as a mother, you just talked to her. She said, okay, I'm going to the rehab center.
Going to rehab.
And then the next call you get, literally, the next call that comes into your phone is, we need to intubate her.
Come say goodbye.
Come say goodbye.
So she was talking to her mother when Judy and Michael stopped at a Speedway in Gahanna to get some cigarettes before Judy entered the rehabilitation center. So she was pulling into the parking lot, hung up with her mom, and she's going to go grab some cigarettes from this gas station. Mm-hmm. According to some witnesses, Judy was heard breaking up with Michael and that they got into a verbal altercation.
There were witnesses to this.
Yes. It was a gas station.
Public.
Yeah, a busy gas station.
Oof.
Judy was backing away from Michael and threw a bottle of soda at him. She calls it pop, but sodies, pops, or whatever you want. But this sent him into a mad rage. He walked to the back of his truck calmly, walked around the bed of the truck, and grabbed a jerry can full of fuel. He then calmly walked back over to where Judy was and poured the gas all over her.
Why did she not run?
I don't know. He started at her head and worked his way down her body, presumably making sure every inch of her was covered in the accelerant. He then walked back to his truck, got inside briefly before walking back to where Judy was. She was screaming for help because some of the fuel had got down her throat and it was extremely painful. She had taken off her sweater to get the heavy fabric off of her body, and I just think she was disoriented. Because Slager will say later he got into an argument with her about the soda because she had, quote unquote, ruined his clothes, so he was going to ruin hers. So
No, sir.
I guess she thought that he was just going to pour the fuel on her and then leave. I don't know. But the next thing that happened, witnesses saw Slager bend down and calmly light Judy on fire with a cheap green plastic lighter.
It's
Bent down, rolled it on fire.
wild to me that this is happening in public, in front of witnesses.
Many witnesses. Yes. Many, many witnesses.
What are we doing here?
Yep. So after she was fully engulfed in flames, Michael took a few steps back and watched her for a bit, ignoring her screams of pain. It wasn't until bystanders rushed up with fire extinguishers that he ran to get one himself. Judy would be rushed to the hospital with burns covering between 80 and 95% of her body. 95%.
I'm also just honestly shocked that in full view of people, this man was able to pour her, cover her in gasoline, go get a lighter, come back, set her on fire, and then for her to be on fire for a minute before anybody came to her aid.
Yep.
I want to hope that I'd be the bystander that would see her getting gasoline poured on her and help get her out of that situation.
Yep. She was quickly put into a medically induced coma, and everyone's attention turned to Michael. So Bonnie did not make it to the hospital in time to say goodbye before they had to intubate her. You see, Michael was in the same hospital as Judy with minor burns.
Oh, poor him.
He plays it up so hard. There's footage of all of this, and he's just sitting there, just sad sack. Oh, I'm hurt. It was an accident. That's all he kept saying. It was an accident. It was an accident.
No, sir.
Yeah.
You know that people saw what you did. How are you even going to try and act like that's an accident? Mind-blowing.
He's an awful person. You just set somebody you said you love on fire. It's insane. Detectives questioned him and told him, and he told them it was an accident, right? The same blah, blah, blah accident. But something he would parrot to anyone else who would listen. He said that Judy had been filling up the truck with gas and must have gotten some on her clothing. A few minutes after that, he said Judy asked for a light, and when he went to light her cigarette, she caught on fire.
But people saw what you did. So do you think this is just going to be like my word against theirs?
Well, it has been so far, right?
Bro.
Yeah, no, he's terrible. I put a few things here. They went to the store to get cigarettes, not gas. So she didn't get gas.
Right, they weren't getting gas.
And they didn't have cigarettes. You couldn't have lit her a cigarette or attempted to light her cigarette because she didn't have any.
Right.
So she would have never been by the pumps, and there was never a cigarette to light.
And her whole body would not have caught on fire if she spilt a little bit of gas while she was pumping.
Right.
Yep. That wouldn't happen.
So right now, he was unaware of the witness statements, but most importantly, he was unaware that a bank ATM across the street from the gas station had recorded the whole event.
That's what I was going to say. There's got to be a camera somewhere.
Yep. The video showed a very different course of actions. It did show Judy throwing a soda at him, but it also showed him going to the back of his truck, pouring gasoline over her, and lighting her on fire. Her hands were up in a placating manner, and he leaned over her with a lighter and set her ablaze. It also showed his inaction to help her.
Right.
It's so creepy to watch because she's just screaming and flailing, and he's standing there just staring at her, like no emotion.
No, I don't know if I could watch that. That sounds awful.
It's awful. But with this new information, detectives went back to talk to Slager. Like, hey, knock, 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 motherfucker.
Just so you know, there's video.
We have video. But he insisted that was an accident and she must have gotten gas on her from fueling the truck.
We saw you
Yeah.
pour the gas on her. What are you talking about?
So they showed him the video of the assault and told him that he was under arrest. He lawyered up in the ER. Lawyered up.
Yeah, probably need to do that.
Yeah, good idea. The investigators did get him to admit that he was angry she had thrown soda on him. So he went to get the gas as a way to get her back. So this is when he said, hey, if you want to ruin my clothes, I'll ruin yours.
Okay, so he does tell them a little bit.
Right, a little bit. But it's not, they're really pulling this from him.
Yeah.
So he said once she was covered in fuel, she immediately forgave him and they made up.
Again,
He was like, no problems.
Sir, we have the video.
She ruined his clothes with soda. He ruined hers with fuel. And they were like, love ya.
Everything was great.
I'm ready to go to rehab.
Right.
No worries. But now that they've made up, she asked him to light her cigarette so they could leave.
Okay, so he goes back to that story. That is what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's when she caught fire. He didn't realize or know that she would catch fire, even though literally seconds earlier he doused her in accelerant.
Yeah, and then put a flame to her.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But he lawyered up so quickly that during the questioning in the emergency room, his lawyer walked in, full suit and all, and stopped the detective's questioning.
That's fine, dude. They've got enough evidence.
Right. There's like the video and all of the witnesses.
Right. Who all say the same story.
So I've heard some of the 911 calls and it's so frantic. People are screaming and crying. And they're like, she's on fire. She's on fire. It's so sad. And then...
Can you imagine seeing that happen?
No. And the guy who did it's just standing there.
Right.
So Michael Slager was arrested and charged with felonious assault and aggravated arson.
That's attempted murder?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Back in Judy's hospital room, the difficult decision was made to wake her up so that she might be able to identify her attacker before she succumbed to her injuries. They were like, she's about to die. We got to wake her up so she can identify her attacker.
I'm like, do you even need that? You had the video.
No, they do. Yeah. So doctors gave her no more than a few hours to live and a 110% mortality rate based on her age and percentage of body burned.
I'm sorry, was that a more than 100% chance?
So they take your age and the percent of burn you are, and they put it in an equation. So I think she was late 20s, early 30s, and 95% burned. So that's the older you are, the less chance, and the more burned you are, the less chance. So she had 110% mortality rate.
That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, it was amazing she was still alive at this point. Mm-hmm. She shouldn't have been.
Well, and she talks.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
So Judy had lost both ears, several fingers, and most of her scalp. She also had a severely damaged trachea from the gasoline that was poured down her throat, and she was almost blind. Chad Cohagen, the lead detective and first responder, had ironically just left a family barbecue when he was assigned to the case.
Ooh.
Yeah, not great.
That's not good timing.
No. And he made a comment that he didn't even know if she would be able to hear him because he didn't have anything to talk to.
Right.
Because her ears were gone. He was like, how do I talk to her? How does she hear me? There was no ears.
Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the doctors and nurses on burn wards, heroes.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. But they woke her up and asked her if it was Michael who poured the gas on her. She shook her head yes. They asked her if it was an accident, and she clearly shook her head no.
Yeah, because it was not an accident.
Yep. They asked her that a couple of times, but that was all they needed, and Julie returned to her coma to try and manage the unimaginable pain. Something else that would make her recovery almost impossible is that she was addicted to heroin.
Right.
The amount of pain medication she required to not just be writhing and screaming in pain was so much that
it could kill her. Yeah. Like, what do you pick? Like, severe pain that could give you a heart attack and kill you, or getting the pain medication that you need that could kill you.
Yep. But incredibly, hours and then days would go by, and Judy was still clinging to life. She would undergo many surgeries, and in total, her heart would stop 7 times.
Wow.
But against all odds, about 8 months after the attack, Judy regained consciousness.
That's amazing.
I can't even, 8 months of...
I can't fathom.
Nope. She's a fighter. I told you, she's an amazing fighter. With this development, the prosecution had to change their approach. Unfortunately, they were anticipating this would turn into a homicide charge, but her recovery meant that they weren't able to get justice for their victim. At the time, felonious assault and aggravated arson carried a maximum sentence of 13 years.
Why wasn't this attempted murder?
I don't know. I think it's just the way he did it. Only 13 years for the horrific attack that would leave Judy with lifelong issues, crippling medical debt, and the inability of her or anyone in her family to have a normal life.
He tried to kill her.
Oh, absolutely. Michael and his scumbag of a defense attorney pled not guilty to these lesser charges and even argued that it was an accident and Michael didn't want to take any responsibility for the attack.
He thought he should just get to go free.
Yeah, he was like, it's an accident. He would not take any credit for a second of that attack.
Mm-mm.
Of interesting note, Michael showed up to his court appearance in a wheelchair, citing serious burns that he sustained to his body trying to save Judy.
Get so fucked.
It's so fucked. This guy is the absolute worst.
Yo, you're injured? Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, he tried to save her, and look how injured he got.
No, you didn't, sir. No, you didn't.
Yeah. There is absolutely no evidence that he was injured more than a small first or second degree burn on his stomach and hands.
Okay, because you set someone on fire.
Right. Why are you in a wheelchair?
Ugh,
For
gross.
sympathy. Didn't work, though. Don't worry.
Hate him.
Though once it was made known that Judy was willing and able to testify, they changed their course and pleaded no contest. But with this plea, Judy was unable to testify.
Well, right. They did whatever we have to do to not get her in front of a jury.
Yeah.
Because you're immediately done.
But she wanted to. She was like, let me
Right.
talk. Let me talk. But Slager had taken her voice once again.
I would have been like, no. If I'm the victim and I don't want him to get a plea deal,
Right. No
he
plea
shouldn't
deal.
get a plea deal.
Yeah. Slager was sentenced to the maximum, and the judge read him to filth. She said he was, and I'm paraphrasing here, a disgusting monster that showed no remorse and would offend again if given the chance. Mm-hmm. She then turned to the prosecution and blamed them for the light sentence, saying she wished she could give him more, but the law was the law, and the law needed to change to protect victims.
Good for that judge.
Yeah, that judge was like, hey, assholes, change the law.
Right.
This is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
We just had a case, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
With Mary Vincent, right? They gave him the maximum, which was not enough time.
Not enough time.
But he was in prison, and all attention turned to Judy and helping her recover. She went through over 50 surgeries, endured countless skin grafts, and battled severe infections. Burns are the worst thing that could happen.
It's awful.
It's so awful. And the skin grafts are terrible. They have to be washed and debrided, and it's terrible. But she never gave up. She was going to live for her babies. But as the months went on, her body became weaker. Her spirit never dimmed, but her physical body was just exhausted.
I'm sure it was.
It was then that Ron O'Brien, a legendary attorney for the Franklin County, came up with an idea. He cited a statute that allowed people to testify at their own death trial, but this was only currently reserved for asbestos patients and those of the like to pay for insurance companies.
Oh.
But Ron was convinced that the statute should have allowed Judy to testify on her own behalf at her murder trial. So began a long journey to allow Judy to have a voice.
I love that.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I think I got a workaround. And
good.
Yeah. So Slager's attorney fought tooth and nail to disallow Judy's testimony, citing that it would make his client look bad and that a jury would be biased by her appearance and convict him.
Yeah, because he set her on fire.
He did it. What are you talking about? I don't feel bad for you.
No. It's not going to make him look bad. He is a bad person.
Yeah, exactly. And I hate defense attorneys like this. Like, how do you sleep at night? That's what I want to know.
Trash.
Like, I know you want to be an attorney, whatever. They need defense attorneys. But you don't have to do all this. You don't.
You don't. You really don't have to do all that.
And he had to be a public defender. This guy doesn't have money.
Right.
So you're doing this for, really? I don't know.
Why are you trying so hard here?
He tried for a long time. He fought. He filibustered. He didn't want to let her in. But thankfully, a judge allowed the testimony.
Good for you, Judge.
Yes. Thus began a weeks-long process, though, of weaning Judy off her pain medication so that she would be able to have a sound and clear mind to testify.
I'm sure that was excruciating.
Yeah, it was one of the conditions. They were like, okay, but she can't be on any pain meds.
Yeah, I get that.
Judy's amazing burn nurse, Stacy Best, remembers this time and how much pain Judy was in, but that she was determined to be able to testify. She explained that Judy's tolerance for pain medication was abnormally high due to her addiction, and it was a huge swing to take her off. But weeks of pain paid off, and she filmed her testimony from her hospital bed. We love that for her.
We love it.
It was 3 hours of questioning, by the way, in a locked hospital room that only her lawyer could be in there because they made it like a pseudo courtroom.
Right.
Like her mom wasn't allowed in there. Nurses were not allowed in there. Doctors were not allowed.
Were they able to take breaks?
A little bit. But this was like a deposition.
That's crazy.
And she had to get cross-examined.
Right.
3/4 of the questioning would come from that shitbag defense attorney.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep. Who made her out to be a junkie that had contributed to her own assault. Because terrible.
I hope he ends up someplace not nice.
Yeah, no, that's the worst. I mean, she's testifying from a hospital bed, can barely speak. And he's like, yeah, but you're an addict, right? Well, didn't you tell him to light you up? No.
Yeah, I'm sure she said, light me on fire, you idiot.
Yeah, no, he's the worst. Shockingly enough, this piece of shit, Michael Slager, wanted to be the one to cross-examine her.
You don't get to do that.
Well, sometimes.
But you're not acting in your own defense.
But he's not.
Right. You piece of shit.
Even worse, he demanded that he would be allowed into her hospital room so he could be face-to-face with her, saying that she wouldn't lie to him.
Because I deserve to face my accuser.
That's exactly what he said. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine?
There's a special place for people like him. Don't worry.
If anyone believes that wasn't just a tactic to abuse her again, I have a ship to sell you in the Sahara. I'm so mad. Thank you. I'm so mad. I was like, oh, I'll get my rage down in my typing. But a judge quickly shut that shit down. He was like, no, you can't do that.
Ridiculous.
Yes. Slager's attorney continued to fight to throw out her testimony even after she gave it, but was ultimately out of options and it would be allowed in court.
Yeah.
He appealed, but didn't work.
Don't look at me like that.
Just a few months later, Judy Malinowski would be moved to hospice and surrounded by family and friends. She passed away June 27th of 2017.
No.
She held on to testify. She is a badass survivor.
Yes.
I know that she passed away, but she held on. She survived for a long time so that she could get justice for herself and for her family and her daughters.
Oh my gosh.
But
murder.
That's exactly right. The DA quickly filed homicide charges and a court date was set to finally get justice for her. Slager pled not guilty, something his defense attorney said he was adamant about.
Shocker.
I think even the defense attorney at this point was like, hey,
you're guilty.
Maybe no contest this time, please. But he refused to plead guilty or no contest to this new charge as he, quote, didn't kill her. It was an accident. Blah, blah, blah. So a trial date was set and the two sides prepared their cases. Can you imagine? Like, no, I pled no contest to the assault and battery and the arson, but not guilty to this one.
Yeah. Well, in his stupid mind, he probably was like, she didn't die from what I did. She died because she couldn't handle it or something like that, you know. I'm sure he was thinking, oh, doctors are going to say this is what she died from, and it's not related to what I did.
Yep, exactly. So this defense attorney is still appealing to get her testimony thrown out.
No, definitely not now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a death declaration now.
But they didn't get it. And one day before the jury selection was set to begin, Slager's defense attorney had a meeting with his client in which he told him all of the appeals they had filed to throw out on Judy's testimony had failed and that he needed to make a deal. They're like, they're going to kill you. You got to make a deal.
No, just keep, I want my day in court.
Yeah.
You're going to get it.
Yep. The prosecutor was going for death, and the attorney stressed that one look at Judy and everyone would hate him and send him straight to death row. If he wanted to live, there was no other option. Which I wouldn't have even told him that. I'm like, yeah, try it.
Well, just see what happens.
I'll fight for you. Don't worry.
You get a chance.
So Bonnie, Judy's mom, worked closely with the state to accept the terms of the plea. She wanted to make sure he pled guilty and that he would get life in prison with no chance at parole. Mm-hmm. And most importantly, the taped testimony should be played in open court.
Yes.
Slager accepted all of these terms, and on July 5th, 2018, he accepted responsibility for the horrific murder of Judy Malinowski. He issued a brief apology for the pain he caused not only Judy's family, but his own.
The eye twitch right now.
So much that he led with a sorry family, I know I hurt you. Oh, and Judy's family too, I guess.
You're just the worst person
terrible
in the world.
Later, through his attorney, he would say that he hoped the plea deal would allow both families to begin the healing process.
No, they just want you to die.
Yeah, go away.
Like, they hope that you get raped in prison every single day.
Yeah, 100%.
Was that too aggressive?
Nope, I like it. Yep. Let's do it. If anybody in that prison is dealing with him right now, just take care of him. It'll be fine. It's gross.
Allegedly.
So, don't come for me. He's a murderer, convicted murderer. Gross but unsurprising to see that he really only cared about himself and his own family. Judy was always an afterthought.
Yeah.
Judy Malinowski was the first person in Ohio to testify at her own murder trial through recorded deposition. Her courage and fight have inspired her family to continue pursuing justice in her name. Judy's law was signed into legislation in Ohio in 2017. It serves as a foundational model for sentencing enhancement, specifically targeting heinous acts of violence and ones that use accelerants.
Good.
Because of Judy and her family, other states have adopted similar bills that add mandatory additional prison time for felonious assault where accelerants are used to permanently disfigure or maim a victim.
Good.
It's an additional 6 to 20 years.
It should be life, but we'll take what we can get.
Yeah, exactly. Judy's law is currently lobbying for federal statutes, and her daughters are a very important piece of this. They travel the country fighting for her mom's law to be enacted in different states.
That's awesome.
Kaylee, her daughter, is pursuing studies in criminal justice with the goal of going to law school to continue advocating for legislative changes and survivor protections. Her other daughter just, does the same, trying to travel and get her mom's word out there. If you or anyone you know is a victim of domestic violence, please reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233. And that is our story of Judy Malinowski, who survived, is a badass.
Yes.
Did the most, and
her
she
daughters
is now resting in peace.
Are helping to move the needle.
Exactly.
And to protect other people.
Check it out. They also have a website. It's judysfoundation.org. And that is a place you can go if you're a victim of domestic violence or if you need help or if you want to help out in your state or county. You can go there. It's really good information.
Awesome.
Well, I'm sorry. That was kind of a bummer one, but she deserves to have her story told.
Absolutely. Well, the vibes may have been off in this story.
But here with us, the vibes are always on.
Love ya.
Love ya. Bye. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube.
You can also find us on Instagram at The Vibes Were Off, TikTok at The Vibes Were Off Podcast, or good old-fashioned email at thevibeswereoff@gmail.com.